There was no major influx of migrants crossing the border as some claimed would happen with the end of Title 42. But high levels of migrant crossings have been recorded at record levels in recent years, and there's at least bipartisan agreement the U.S. immigration system is broken. The question is, how do you fix decades of issues? Joining us now is Dara Lind, Senior Fellow with American Immigration Council, who released a report to answer that very question. Good morning, Dara. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about the key highlights of this report.
So the approach that we tried to take is understanding that over the last decade, there has been so much effort and so many policy changes, so much money that ultimately doesn't build anything lasting. It just kind of creates this emergency response cycle. What were some things that the government could do that would both make things easier, make it easier to process migrants tomorrow and in the near term without making it harder in the long term to solve what is essentially a hemispheric crisis and really a global displacement problem? So we're thinking about things that are going to make processing better, that are going to improve the support system that people encounter when they arrive in the United States, that are going to prevent border communities from being overwhelmed with people just getting dumped at bus stops, and building from there to a system that, modernizes asylum law, reduces court backlogs, and makes it generally possible for the U.S. to accommodate people without stomping on their human rights.
Yeah, Dara, you quantified this issue very eloquently. It's a global displacement issue. When you take a look at it from that lens, how can the recommendations from this report really be put in place, especially when we're seeing a lot of disagreement with our lawmakers on other things, not to the massive level of this?
Well, it's important to bear in mind that we're already going to have to deal with this. I mean, obviously, the Biden administration has done a ton to put new restrictive policies in place. It's going to have to ask Congress for yet another border supplemental to keep it funded through this summer. So as long as that money is already being spent, the questions that Congress should be asking are, okay, is this money that is going to allow us to, not have to do this yet again in 1 year or 2 years? Or is this going to actually build things that are going to last? Or are we just throwing a whole lot of money to make a problem, quote unquote, go away when we know that everything indicates it's going to recur in 2 years if we don't change what our underlying processing model is?
Yeah. Who would you say is responsible for this? It seems like it's not one particular administration. How far back does this issue really go?
We've seen for the last decade that the plurality of people who are seeking asylum or who are coming to the U.S.-Mexico border are either presenting themselves to Border Patrol agents to seek asylum or otherwise, trying to kind of get into the system. And the problem is our system isn't built for that. Our system is built to stop people from trying to evade Border Patrol and get into the United States. And we still don't have a model where there actually is the staffing to process people who are trying to get into the system. Obviously, people are waiting years for their asylum hearings. People can, quite easily disappear into, kind of into the United States and abscond if they want to. On the flip side, if they want to stay in the system, they can't get work permits. They can't, get a reasonably timed decision on their cases. And so they end up kind of developing roots here even before they know if they're going to permanently stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can folks find a little bit more information, Dara? Unfortunately, we are at time.
Oh, the American Immigration Council website has the report, which is called Beyond a Border Solution.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Dara Lind with the American Immigration Council. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.